We would like to feel that all of our free agents love to be here and they enjoy playing here in Houston. Again, special place, special team, special organization. So I think most of our guys would love to be back here.
Easier said than done. Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans speaking yesterday at the Houston Texans exit interviews as they cleared out their lockers. They will not be back in those for a couple of months until they prepare for the 2024-2025 campaign. Hello and welcome aboard the Paul Gallant Show on this Tuesday, January 23rd of 2024. I am Paul Gallant. It's the most interactive sports talk show in Houston. I know that we all have warm, happy feelings about what the Texans did this past season up till Saturday, where they got murdered by a murder of crows. But things are about to get difficult for them. And as such, we're going to start to grade them on less of a curve. The decisions that they are about to make in the coming weeks, in the coming months, are going to determine whether or not they are still as competitive as they were this past season in an AFC that is loaded with quarterbacks next year. And it's going to involve bringing players back, free agency, the NFL draft. Last year, let's be honest, we didn't care because they had sucked for a while. We were just hoping, please, for the love of God, let's not have a third black head coach get fired. Please, for the love of God, have someone that's slightly better than Davis Mills under center. And this entire year was a honeymoon process and everything was great. But now this is where the tough decisions begin. So we've discussed all season going into next year that the Houston Texans are going to have a lot of salary cap at season's end, which is nice because they're finally moving away from some of the mistakes of the Bill O'Brien and Jack Easterby regime. Lots of dead money, lots of difficult contracts that hadn't quite cleared the books. But this offseason, it does look like the Texans can play with a lot of the technically $7 million that they'll have in cap space, but basically in effective cap space per over the cap, whatever the hell that means. They've got about $59 million. Still great. Still top five. But here's what's perhaps being overlooked. Did you know that the Houston Texans have only 42 players on their roster for next year? Just 42. 53-man roster, just 42. That is the third lowest total in the NFL, meaning they've got a ton of free agents. And what do you got to do to keep free agents? You got to pay them. And you usually have to pay them a little bit more than what they were making the year before. And here is the list of all the Houston Texans free agents. Jonathan Grenard coming off a 12.5 sack season. Dalton Schultz coming off a top 12 tight end production season. Defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins, who gritted it out for much of this year to help the Houston Texans completely transform their run defense, except for against the Colts and against the Ravens in two of the last three games of the year. Cornerback Steven Nelson, pretty good number 2 corner, no? You could do worse. Linebacker Blake Cashman, he had a career year. He's 27. You're going to be able to bring him back? Devin Singletary, okay, he's a running back, but you don't really have any running backs that fit the system after him. Noah Brown, also a free agent. Kaimi Fairbairn, free agent. Punter Cam Johnston, free agent. Right tackle George Fant, played pretty well for you. Stepping in for Titus Howard, free agent. Defensive end Derek Barnett, who you found in the middle of the year and had a really good season when he joined you, free agent. Desmond King, really good corner and run support, free agent. Quarterback D'Angelo Ross, your best special teamer, free agent. That's a lot. It's a lot of free agents. So figuring out who to bring back, who to keep around, that's going to be really tough for both Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryans. Did we get any hints yesterday at the exit interviews? And I know whenever we hear DeMeco Ryans talk, generally he's just going to speak in generalities and coach speak and not give us the truth. could we get a feel for the Texans' future plans with Jonathan Grenard based off of what he said right here?
Jonathan, specifically, he did a really great job for us. I think it's his productive year, his best year of his career. He did some really great things to allow us to be in position to win some games, right? Everything I believe in, it starts up front with the rush, all right, and also with the offensive line and protecting. So we'll continue to build with our fronts, start at the front and build backwards. That's how I envision it. And Jonathan had a really great year.
Jonathan did. D'Amico said did at the very beginning of that comment right there. And look, I don't want to be Jeremy Branham of the Killer Bees, who's calling for the execution of Lamar Jackson in the middle of games. And sometimes I think really, really going for it when it comes to the takes that he puts out there. Sean Mapes, am I reaching when I hear D'Amico Ryan say that Jonathan Grenard did a good job? Is it a reach to say that did spells the end of the Jonathan Grenard era in Houston?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's the way the sentence works when you're talking about the past sentence or the past season.
What if he said he's doing? He could have said he's doing a good job.
No, because then I'd be like, does D'Amico Ryans think they have a game on Sunday?
Well, there's always a game. Because Sean,
or Saturday at 2:30, I'm sorry.
In a little game that we like to call life, every day is a game. Because every day can be the greatest day of your life. And every game is the biggest game of the season, including the games that you don't even play in. So, like Sunday.
The AFC title game. This is the biggest game of the season for the Houston Texans. Okay.
Because they can learn a lot.
This is really where we get to see what CJ Stroud's made of.
100%.
During the AFC title game that he's not playing.
Well, hey, CJ Stroud did say, I'm 22. I finally have some free time. Nope. CJ, summer vacation does not exist in real life, in the real world. You got to watch this game and study Patrick Mahomes and study Lamar Jackson and study Jared Goff and Brock Purdy even more so. Well, you got to see what they do poorly.
Okay.
Make sure that you never do those things.
Now I'm just picturing CJ Stroud sitting on his couch wearing a helmet and the little wristband with all the plays on it. And like when Brock Purdy's looking at his wristband, CJ's also looking at his wristband on the couch trying to pick up on things. No, I don't think Jonathan Grenard did do a good job, because it's did a good job ... this past season.
I'm just trying to read the tea leaves, Sean. I'm trying to work with what I've got. Chicken souvlaki out of chicken bleep. Because chicken salad's disgusting. Ew. Come on, white people. Why did we invent chicken salad and potato salad? What a disgusting combination, both of them. Neither are good. Mayo is terrible. Get off my lawn. That take is correct, and you know it. I'm going to have some chicken salad. How about just chicken? How about that? We'll put chicken salad. It's not salad. It is just a paste. It's a paste of chicken and celery and mayo. Wow. Good job. Seriously. You know why everyone makes fun of our cooking? Because of chicken salad and potato salad. And because of our blandly seasoned meats. Anyway, to bring it back, Sean.
You know who's got a lot of ingredients this offseason?
Nick Caserio and D'Amico Ryans. I got to figure out what to keep and what to perhaps move on from. I am curious as to how much input D'Amico Ryans is going to have this offseason. We obviously saw it in free agency last year. Jimmy Ward, Sheldon Rankins, Hassan Ridgeway, all guys that had played for D'Amico Ryans in San Francisco. In the draft, it does feel like Will Anderson, Henry To'oTo'o, two Alabama guys were guys that D'Amico may have pushed for. I do wonder about the CJ Stroud decision, who was the one that said, yeah, we got to get this guy. But I'm curious, after a successful season, if he gets more say now that it's his second free agency and that it's his second draft, especially with the mindset that Nick Caserio, when he had that awkward press conference where he's basically, just fielding tomatoes from the media, and as Cal McNair and Hannah McNair watched and yeah, take your spanking from the media, Nick. He's talked about how there's going to be more collaboration going forward. Feels like there was a lot last year. I wonder if there's more now that they had such a successful first season.
I mean, it feels like it would be naturally so because DeMeco Ryans is now not a first-time head coach. It's going into a second year, and he's won a division. And, I mean, even some of the guys that are free agents that you look at, and, I mean, he mentioned Jonathan Grenard had a career year. Had in past tense.
Ooh, is he done? Wow!
Did you just announce that Jonathan Grenard is going to retire?
Unbelievable!
Sheldon Rankins, Blake Cashman, all these guys have gotten. I mean, Derek Barnett got so much better under DeMeco Ryans that it is a situation of it's especially the front defensive guys, especially the front seven. If I was Nick Cassera, I would be like, so DeMeco, what you looking for in the front seven? Because it's obvious he knows what he's looking for and he can coach these guys up.
100%. So we'll see what happens going forward. Lots of tough decisions for the Texans. And this offseason, I don't think it's as easy as everyone's making it out to be. Oh, they got a ton of free agent money to play with in free agency. Sign Derrick Henry. Sign Mike Evans. I don't think it's going to be quite that easy with all the guys that they have to bring back.